I had to tell this girl we almost there. Yeah. Hey, shout out to my guys and goddesses, non-high vibrational human beings. All my son in the flesh beings, nobody with animal DNA. We almost home, y'all. The sun is separating us right now. Radiation ground level. We in a microwave. You know what I'm saying? The ozone layer is not coming back. This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the rest of your day. God is peace, power, abundance to you. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful time to know your genetics. It's a beautiful time to speak of it with no fear, too. You get what I'm saying? The psychological slavery is almost over, y'all. You feel me? Once that sun finishes separating us, anybody that has gene sequences of different animals, of several animals that make them up as an organism, those cells are deteriorated right now. Whole body cellular structure, neurological issues, respiratory issues, photodermatitis, that's allergic reaction to the sun, melanoma, one of the highest forms of cancer. You know, our children are all gonna be safe again. See, if we was under a monetary system and it's genocide and people can't see it due to the social programming or the undeveloped brains, due to, you know, the way they eat, the real question is this. Let's be real. Anybody with animal DNA, the complex cell organism, the eukaryotic cell to be exact, the multicellular organism, the Asians, the Europeans, the Arabs, anybody with blue veins for real, right? As we go forward, because they can't, as we go forward, they're going to cause more distractions because as they looking more like tomatoes by the day, as the sun is separating us, they're trying to make it seem like it's racist because remember, we're all one human race. You get what I'm saying? But the sun is showing that shit by the day, and there's nothing that they can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a beautiful time to be neuromelanated, to have condensed sunlight, to be able to biosynthesize the sun and convert it into chemical energy naturally. It's a very beautiful thing. You know, they told us that we came from monkeys, but they actually share DNA with a monkey, literally. You know, shout out to the 17 people that just came in here. You know, hey, anatomy is a beautiful thing. Ever since I learned anatomy, I learned everything. I found out all the lies around that. And you know, that's the one reason why they won't tell you about their genetic makeup. Because they will never talk about that shit. They'll talk about religion, they'll talk about time, they'll talk about money. They won't talk about that anatomy though. They won't dare talk about that shit because they already know. And they don't even know where they come from. This isn't racist. You know, whenever I talk to surgeons, whenever I talk to doctors, they don't look at me like I'm racist because I understand anatomy. They look at me for respecting me from a standpoint of the fact that I should know my anatomy. But the majority of anybody that has the genetic makeup of me, if I even ask them how their pancreas work, they don't even know how their pancreas work. They don't even know how their central nervous system work. You get what I'm saying? But let me tell y'all, psychological slavery is way worse than physical slavery, right? That's why a woman could get beat and then she could be out of that relationship and it could stand with her for the rest of her life if she don't heal from that. You get what I'm saying? People, you can heal from wounds, but psychological damage, everybody can't heal from that. So you got to look at it like this: how we're divided and how everybody's living off the genocide in which this foundation was built on, right? That nobody wants to talk about or admit, and they just want to deem as regular reality. See, the government shutdown was just a small piece. Y'all seen what just happened with them airports, right? I've been telling people that the radiation levels over all these plane crashes that crashed over the past year and a half, 2 years, that they was gonna start crashing every day because of the radiation levels, and that the planes were actually gonna start flying lower and everything. Technology was gonna start being messed up on all different types of levels. Now, as we go forward, the black woman is compliant. The black man is rebellious. That's the problem. You know, the black woman, she's in full compliance of her children being subjugated to these people when these are the same species that fed her children to crocodiles, right? I have a navel. That means I have to come from. I can't come from an Asian woman. I can't come from nobody that's not neuromelanated. If she's not on my genetic makeup, I can only come from her. So this is facts. You get what I'm saying? And when I speak about this, you get what I'm saying? It causes so much. But I'm not the only one that's speaking about this, you know. And it's nothing that nobody can do about it. See, Mother Nature realized that we're in such a south state that we're a detriment to ourselves and our offspring. Now that goes against everything in the cosmos. This is universal law, right? Because we're living an ideology that has nothing to do with us, and that's destroying us. you know? And it's so bad that when it's one of us that's aware and we speak on it, we can articulate ourselves with the vision of knowing even the consequences now while they're happening. A lot of people can't even fathom it because they don't even know what they're living in. All species, number one rule was to know thyself. If you can know thyself, you can't be better for another species if you don't even know yourself. You get what I'm saying? And that's one of the main reasons with the complex cell organism. See, everything that they give us, the reason why it's false narratism, because they're not even being real about who they are, or even who they're the descendants of. You know what I mean? That created this whole system that's designed against us. It's crazy how it shows you the psychological slavery, right? I'm about to smoke a blunt, y'all, before I go to work, but I just had to chop it up with y'all a little bit. We got to such a state that we don't care about children. That if it's a system that's affecting children, or a group of a status of a job, or occupation that's protecting toxicity, that has any connection to any harm doing with children, how can we be so unaware of that? You get what I'm saying? It's very bad, y'all. And then the levels of cognitive dissonance that people have about truth in general, even whoever it's coming from, however it comes about them hearing it or whatever, it's insane, y'all. So you see why Mother Nature's doing what she's doing right now. She's doing exactly what she should be doing, and I'm very proud. You know what I'm saying? Not now. I'm about to rock right now, but I just wanted to tap in with y'all a little bit and just give y'all some positive energy while we get this shift. You know, every day we get closer and closer. You know, we getting closer to the center of the cosmos. You know, enjoy the rest of your day, goddess. You know, peace, power, abundance. See, I love when my black woman can appreciate that a black man know who she is, you know what I'm saying, and really know why. Even in a professional setting, that says a lot about that woman. You know what I mean? Shout out that black woman and her family. You know, for real, for real. See, I'm telling y'all this. When I'm telling y'all how happy I am that this is taking place, it's like the best time to be alive. You know. Every neuromelanated being, even if you're Uncle Tom, meaning like the descendants of your bloodline, you was the one that told on the Runaways, right? Even if you come from that type of way of being, like, you know, and still being organic, it's still important for you to see this shit crash and know why, whether you want to validate it or not. You feel me? It's all aligned. Our brothers and sisters been here. So even them talking about the 3-eye atlas or whatever, I told y'all, we got to meet the creator of them before anything. You know what I'm saying? We got to meet who put them, who made them in that lab. You know what I'm saying? We gotta meet them, because nobody has answers. I've been asking some of the same questions for the longest, and nobody has no answers for it, because it is no answer for it. You know, all the animals that make them up as an organism. How did that come to be one organism when none of them animals would naturally reproduce sexually with themselves? Like, what does that mean? Who did that? You know what I'm saying? Who did that? These are questions that I know unnatural people ask themselves, even if they don't ask themselves in front of us, because they still want to try to make, you know, because they know most of us, or they think most of us don't know that we're not them. You know what I'm saying? But really, we know. You ask an average black person out here that don't know nothing about genetics, you ask them, be like, you think that you're the same as a European or an Asian or an Arab? They'll tell you no. The only ones that's saying that shit right now is people that still want something from this world. And been at such a low state that don't matter how much truth comes out about who they are, what they should be doing, they're still going to have Stockholm syndrome. Because a lot of y'all know what Stockholm syndrome is. We see our oppressors as our friends now. You get what I'm saying? They did experimentations on us yesterday, and they still doing them today. You know, they're still medically and mentally evaluating us as if we're the same species today. You know, all the damage that they're doing actually is worse now than it was yesterday. That's what's so crazy when you really know it. That's what makes it so crazy that we're more compliant today than we was yesterday. Today they don't gotta cut off your foot or your arm for you to do what they want you to do. They already got your brain. You get what I'm saying? So you doing it at your own will. You get what I'm saying? Yesterday they was cutting our legs and feet off and we was still rebellious. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine that? Having body parts cut off and you still like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going about, you know what I mean, fighting for real justice because I know that this is wrong or this isn't how I should be treated. You get what I'm saying? But then today you just go along now. You know what I mean? So it's bad, y'all. Oh, someone said Baltimore tight. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a Baltimore tight, man. Come to my block, man. I'm from North Glover Street, between McElderry and Jefferson, cause it's a grocery deli right on the corner. They'll greet you well. especially talking like that, you'll be greeted. You'll be greeted, you know. But yeah, man, peace, power, abundance to my human beings that can that can understand what I'm saying without attached feelings. Like they healed enough where they can accept what their species is about. Because it's a lot of y'all that's talking about it on the internet. It's white women out crazy talking on the internet about her own species, you know, and really who we are, you know. And shout out to all those human beings. 1111, right when I said that, shout out to all those human beings that's on that type of time. Because I know it's harder for y'all. It's way harder for y'all to go against your own species. Because as soon as you start talking about what your species is about, and you unnatural, you get shunned out by your own species fast as hell. Because y'all have it's like just like how the cops got that blue rule, like they don't snitch on another cop and shit. It's like that. It's like they all know like not to talk about certain things, and especially around us. You know what I'm saying? Even as it's getting harder and harder to hold them lies together, because we not getting closer to this system staying apart and getting better. This shit is leaving. You know. The fact that some of y'all are combative about it whenever it comes to y'all and y'all don't even understand how this falls back on our children, it just shows how lost y'all are. You know what I'm saying? And how much you don't even have a mind of your own to even see something, to even look and be like, let me question this to even find out it's wrong. Y'all don't even have that. Y'all just go along. You know, and that's a dangerous person right there, regardless of your genetic makeup. You know what I'm saying? If you don't question things and you just go along, you know, that sounds like a good slave to me, you know? That's enslavement in itself. You should question everything. I don't care even how much I tell you the truth and you know what I'm saying is truth. You feel it. Still look at what I'm saying for yourself so you can see it for yourself that it's true, you know? That's like the hardest thing for a lot of people to do, you know? So, like as soon as a black man speaks of us on community's behavior, he's called unspeakable things. I know. You see how they? Yeah, I mean, you already know that's the distractions though. But you got to realize, just like how you're seeing the complications on unnatural people, some of them are looking redder than others. Some of them are looking like tomatoes. Some of them aren't. All their anatomy is breaking down for the worse, but some of their anatomy is breaking down faster than others. It's the same thing with us. Some of us, our anatomy is shaken back faster than other neuromelanated beings. That's why you see some of us on the planet right now that have what you know is like esoteric knowledge or what people yesterday considered pseudoscience, but they don't have nothing to say towards it today because it's too much and they can't even dispute it, right? It's like that, you know? It's too much truth. It's an overload. So now this is beautiful. You know what I mean? Trust me, if they could lock up the sun, y'all, and put handcuffs on the sun, they would. Even with what the sun does for all of life. You know? They wouldn't look at it like it does more for all of life in the whole planet than us not having a correlation with that sun. They would just care about themselves because that's what's in their DNA, you know? And it's sad, y'all, but it's the truth. You know, that's why I have more compassion and empathy for them. I don't even get angry with them because I understand. I actually have more respect for you if you can combat all those animals that's trying to express themselves right now with what's happening with your anatomy and still stay respectful and hear certain things and not have an ego with it. You know, so it's real spill right now, y'all. But everything's going to intensify going forward. And like I said, we basically home. The only thing that they can do is act obnoxious about something that they can't change. You know, what's inevitable and what's natural will always go back to that. It'll always be. You get what I'm saying? That's why even y'all seeing the weather, how hot it is in times now that it's never been in shit like that. I've been telling y'all this. Winter's not even a natural season. You get what I'm saying? Anything you can just look at nature, how we react to it, and it'll kind of tell you, kind of give you an idea, even if you don't know. How do black people react to the cold? You know what I'm saying? Most black people don't even like the cold. You know, we kind of shrivel up. But how do we react to the sun? How do we react to the heat? Even if you didn't know nothing about genetics or that we the sun in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain common sense stuff. What happens to nature in the summer? Or even spring, so-called say. Now, what happens to the trees and nature and the flowers and all that in the winter when it starts getting cold? You get what I'm saying? It's common sense stuff. It's not rocket science. Like, you know, it's certain stuff that tells you what's supposed to be what, if it's supposed to be there, or everything. For example, look at the concrete and the asphalt. No matter how much it gets put down, what happens? Nature still grows out of it, right? And they'll have to cut it or they have to put more down. What does that let you know? Should that nature be there, or should that concrete asphalt be there? You get what I'm saying? Simple stuff. I'm just telling y'all just simple day-to-day stuff that you can see for yourself, or if you haven't noticed it, looked at it in that way, I'm telling you, what's the truth, or maybe you should think about why you haven't. So I value and respect y'all, man. I'm about to smoke this L and get to work and shit. I'm gonna tap in with y'all. Make sure y'all get a lot of sun. Get to your level like what I was on yesterday. If you watched my live yesterday, I was, well, my strength is so powerful right now. Like I'm literally meditating in public if sometimes. Like I'm talking about straight soaking in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. That's the type of time I'm on with it. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, reflections. Peace, power, abundance. That's the type of time I'm on because I love my species. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna be all right. We just been through a lot that we shouldn't have had to go through, and we had to learn some things. That's all. This was our biggest test, and they was created to do the bidding. I'm gonna just say that of the being that created them. They was created with an expiration date, and I know it's real, but I'm telling y'all no lies right now. You know, I really be trying to empathize with anybody with animal DNA. That's the multicellular organism. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Like actually, as I get like more out of my situation, and like I got court with my son and stuff. All this is getting in order. I'm gonna start going back like how I was like the first 2 years, like 2021, 2020. All the stuff that's happening now. When I was telling y'all that this was gonna happen, right? Like I was going, y'all know I was going talking to the slave catchers and stuff on the daily and stuff. I'm about to start going back in hospitals and recording the conversations I meet with the doctors and the hospitals and stuff when I ask them certain questions. I can see like their mannerisms and how they act just before they even answer the question by me just asking them a certain question. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all gonna let me know, you know. But I mean, you can ask your doctor next time. Next time you go to the doctor, ask your doctor to talk to you about the difference between a prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, and ask them if so-called African American people or Africans have something called neuromelanin, that's condensed sunlight, and ask them what other melanin, what does that mean towards if they're conducive to the changes that's taking place on the planet right now, and watch how they look at you. You know what I'm saying? How they look at you. Telling y'all no lies, man. The truth is more disturbing than the lie. It's not gonna be televised. You're gonna have to hear it through your own research or just through somebody that know or your own common sense. You know what I'm saying? Because we in the year of the truth. I'm Aquarius too, and we in the year of the Aquarius, so I'm already rebellious as shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no change in me. I already got a revolutionary mindset. For real, for real. So I'm really like when I see something that's wrong or something that's taken advantage of, and I don't like that type of shit. You know, because I really got a good heart. But me having a good heart isn't going to have me move in a way of allowing toxicity to exist without speaking on it just because I have a good heart. You know what I'm saying? Nah. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I was on probation when I was 11 years old, y'all. Like, I'm telling y'all, I got a real rebellious spirit. I actually be controlling my rebellious spirit, actually. I'm doing good right now. I'm proud of myself. Like, I just dropped somebody the other day. You know what I'm saying? I literally just dropped somebody the other day and I left it alone. You know what I'm saying? I didn't continue. I didn't try to put them in a hospital or none of that. Off of something that I didn't even start. You know what I'm saying? For real, you know? Even my little brother was like, man, you be being too nice, because my little brother know how I'm like, man, I'm just maturing and you got to pick your battles. Of course, you got to defend yourself. Everybody got a stinger, but you shouldn't be trying to go around trying to hurt people for any reason unless like it's like fatal or detrimental. You know what I mean? That's not a good feeling for you to be hurting people in any way, and then it's like you to get around people and people to fear you like they might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good feeling, you know? And I had that around me just by certain people that I was running with, and I wasn't even that evil. Everything for me was from a defense protective standpoint. You know what I mean? Kill or be killed type. You know what I mean? But I don't glamorize that lifestyle, that way of thinking. None of that. But yeah, shout out Zaylee. I ain't even gonna front. I ain't think y'all was gonna come in here like this, cause it's not the usual. I usually be getting on like around like early in the rising. You know what I'm saying? Like 6:30 and shit. You know, 6 o'clock. It's like you know. But I value y'all though, I really do. Everything that I speak about y'all is from a standpoint for anybody to speak on truth and see for yourself and speak on truth. Because everything that's happened now is inevitable. I've been told y'all the fate is already sealed for everything that's happening on the planet. Mother Nature don't, even though I'm aware of what's happening and I'm organic and I'm the sun in the flesh, I'm part of my species individually as a collective, but Mother Nature don't care about how I feel, whether I'm aware or not about what she's doing as far as separating us from the same species that's abusing us, that we're allowing to happen, right? Slavery was a choice, right? Slavery was a choice yesterday, and the psychological slavery is a choice today. Anybody can get an anatomy book. Anybody can start learning genetics, chemistry, neuroscience. You can do this yourself. You can not know a word just like learning a word for the first time in a dictionary. You know what I'm saying? Very first time looking it up. Peeping it, seeing what it's about, seeing how it's used. And then see how anybody can do these things. It's just if you're gonna take the initiative to do that or not, and see how important it is for you. That's your choice. I can't. No matter how much you hear somebody speak truth or anything, nobody can make you do that. So this is real. But I tell y'all, I didn't know anything about anatomy though. It's crazy. It's kind of shocking what I know now because it's like, if I really want to, I told y'all like a couple lives ago, right? To be honest with y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. And anybody that understands what I'm saying, they understand what I'm about to say without attached feelings. Anybody that would bring harm to you, right, or cause disruption, confusion, have you capitulating in something that's not for your greater good, right? And then just to do that alone, they're already doing anybody or any group of people that would bring that to anybody or any person, they're already in the wrong. But then for you to find out about it or the faultiness in it, and then for that same person or group of people still don't take accountability, you know what I'm saying, or still have avoidant energy and dodge the truth and as much as possible try to avoid it, right? That lets you already know the type of deception or frequency or low vibrational energy that you're dealing with, and you get what I'm saying? A lot of our doctors, a lot of our therapists, they know how the brain works, right? Real. Enjoy the rest of your day, bro. I appreciate it. They know